Hello everyone and welcome to week 12. We are getting closer and closer to the end of the semester. So just to give you an idea of where we're at in our pacing calendar here that you can find in the week 0 module, we are at 10.4 part 1 and 2. So we're just covering 10.4, kind of gives ourselves a little breather. Now there is going to be written and ALEKS homework, but that's not due till next week, so that'll be the written homework number 10 and the ALEKS homework on these due dates. And so I have the outline of the PowerPoint of this, which goes through tree diagrams and all kinds of stuff with probability. But something I want to point out is the table of outcomes, which talks about in here, with a standard deck of 52 cards. Now, in my experience of teaching this and other statistics courses in person, is some students have not had experience using a deck of cards, playing with them often or anything like that. Oops. So what they've done is they put this table for what a deck of cards is, all the possible outcomes, every card listed, and different ways to find just virtual decks of cards. And so I found just a random one where you can actually shuffle and get a deck of cards, and then another one will pop up. So this is if you don't have a deck at home, but this is what they look like if you don't have experience with the deck of cards. But I wanted to put that out there, and this is a list of outcomes for how you calculate probabilities, and I show you how to do that. So they do deck of cards, and they also deal with rolling 2 dice, or 2 6-sided dice. And that both of those outcomes are going to be in your book, and they're going to be in your written homework, problems 17 and 19. So this table here, this is actually part of your written homework, as well as the ebook homework, and this table here as well. And you'll need to be able to know how to use those in order to find the probabilities. So that material's in this section material here. Now this written homework, I just want to make note of, you have 2 problems out of the ebook, 17 and 19, and then there's this link to an activity to help give you an idea of how this works. So this is you just rewriting the outcomes of 2 dice. That's actually in the PowerPoint slides, or you can look in the book. And then here's the activity where you just work on this a little bit. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but this right here, this 20 trials, is you rolling die 1, die 2, so 2 dice, and you get the sum. This is actual trials, so everyone's page like this should actually look different. So this isn't you copying the chart out of the book, this is you actually performing the experiment. And like I say on the first page of this activity, if you don't have dice, there's virtual dice you could find on the internet, and you virtually roll them, and then you can get the face to pop up. Answer some questions. And so with the homework, the 17 and 19, and this worksheet, that'll be your written homework. And you do also have ALEKS homework due this week as well. And let's go back to week 12. And that's it. There's no test or anything this week. But I do also want to note that you took a test last week on chapter 6. This week, week 14, you'll have your next one. So this week there is no online exam. It's just section 10.4. All right. Hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of what's happening this week. Let's see, question for the week. My question is, how have any of you used a deck of cards, played with a deck of cards? I grew up in the days before cell phones on road trips, so we had cards. Camping, it was cards that we played. No cell phones and no video games. So we actually had a deck of cards in the car all the time. And yeah, learned to shuffle, learned to play all kinds of different games. So curious how many of you out there have used a deck of cards, or maybe still play some, I don't know, anything, Go Fish or something on the deck of cards. And I hope you have a wonderful week.